I think it should be illegal for anybody to use an assault rifle to hunt down humans. I think it should be illegal to kill people with an assault rifle. It should be just to keep in the military and the police department. I do not support the Second Amendment.
Assault rifles are a weapon of war. No hunter will use a semi-automatic rifle to kill a deer. The noise itself will scare them away.
And for those who can't take us kids seriously, our generation went from eating Tide Pods to creating national protests of guns in a span of a month. Wait a second. Wait.
Mr. Sharp, I need Mr.
And some of us will be the ones coming for your spots in the future.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, you will always remember my name because it's Dr. Floor, and we are in the floor, except that my name is spelled with one O because I'm a flower. And it's followed by Lindor, which is a chocolate, La Tortue. You found it, Madam Chair?
It's almost to the end. We would have gotten it, but we're so grateful that you're here. So
Very
thank
good.
you for continuing. Yes,
Madam Chair, I stand before you and before your chamber, and I'm removing this jacket and asking all the strangers that are wearing the same colors that I'm wearing to stand. And you're going to see how Florida looks like. What I'm doing was not rehearsed, Madam Chair. What I'm doing is something that has never been done in the state of Florida. For me to be of Haitian descent, but I have had the blessing to serve as a social worker in the crisis unit at Jackson Memorial Hospital. As a social worker at Jackson Memorial Hospital, Madam Chair, I know what PTSD means. And each and every one of us in this room, since February 14, 2008, whether we want it or not, we have a level of PTSD.
I am a gun owner. I have a P230 6-hour and I have a revolver. And I can tell you that if I stood with my two guns in both of my hands, I could not stand a chance in front of a shooter holding an AR-15.
An AR-15 is not meant for self-defense. You would not use it for a personal, something that has high velocity with rapid fire to defend yourself, or for sport. Would you think that your sport is more important than human lives? And if you believe that, then you need to reassess yourself.
The assault rifles are meant for killing things like at a rapid amount of time. So when you go hunting, it's not like there's going to be 15 deer lined up in a line and you're going to go bop, 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 bop and kill all of those deer. So, yeah.
Do your job. Protect us.
Thank you, ma'am.
Start with banning the assault and semi-assault weapons. Thank you.
Most of all, I'm not only scared for my students now, I'm scared for my teachers. I am scared that when they have to shoot a child in the face, who is going to pay for the aftermath of that? Who is going to pay for the lifelong PTSD that they are going to deal with?
We need to ban these weapons that kill. As an attorney, I thought it would be wise to review Justice Scalia's opinion in D.C. versus Heller. Like most rights, the right secured by the Second Amendment is not unlimited. People need to remember that because we always say, oh, we don't want to violate Second Amendment rights. Most of us are for people being able to have handguns to protect themselves, but we need to ban the killing weapons.
I've been in some pretty dicey situations. I was on a submarine during the Cold War. I had to fill out my last will and testament before my first mission at 23 years old. Why? Because the submarine was rigged to blow. We were packed with C4 because if we were caught, if we were disabled doing our intelligence gathering function, there would not be a piece of us big enough to either identify or to question.
These types of weapons, I don't know, people just doesn't know the destructive power of the AR-15 and these type of assault weapons. As I was told, that they are designed, when they enter the human body, they disintegrate the body, they go sideways. And they were saying about those Sandy Hook children, that their bodies are totally destroyed.
After I organized a protest for gun reform at Fort Lauderdale High School, I was told that I did a good job because I lined kids up like ducks so that they could be shot down. I have received many, many threats from owners of automatic weapons telling me that I'm doing a good job lining kids up so they can kill them, so that they can come kill me as well. I have skip over some things, but you have used your Second Amendment right to defend senseless violence and weapons of mass destruction, and that's okay, because we will continue to use our First Amendment right to speak.
To say that to solve this problem, we will go ahead and add a teacher, whether it be a teacher that has been sentinelized, martialized, however you want to put it, and say that they have to now do risk assessment. Is this student a threat? Is this student not a threat? If I'm walking in the hallway and I see them, do they look like they have a firearm on them? Do they look like they may shoot someone? So I, as a teacher, now have to make that decision. It bothers me to think that as a father of two young boys, I have to tell them to don't seem aggressive to your teacher. Don't seem like you scare your teacher, especially not that teacher apparently with some sort of mark on them. That's not what's supposed to happen in school.
Thank you. I'm from Archer, Florida, I think, and Mr. Perry will be.
Excuse me.
You. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Served as an assistant dean at the University of Florida for many years. My best friend teaches third grade. I couldn't do her job for her. It's much too hard. I could never face that every day. We all have heard all this sentiment, but I think a lot of us need to look at the numbers. How much would it cost to put all those guns in classrooms? Could we use, I'd like to know exactly how much that would cost, because she comes to my house and we cut up cardboard. I bring her Scotch tape.
I would like to preface this by saying I am 17 years old. I'm going to be the future generation. What are any of you going to do for me? Because I will be of legal voting age by the time all of you are running for re-election, including you, Keith Perry.
Excuse Mr. Valdez, that concludes your testimony. We don't, as I asked from the beginning, we all have very different opinions and approaches, but that might get to the point of crossing the line. And if you have something about the amendment before us, we would love to hear that, but that is not appropriate. Thank you.
My story begins after Sandy Hook. I lived a half an hour away from where it occurred, and that's when I realized that the world is not a fair place, and I was scared of it. In November, I tried to kill myself because I was scared. I was scared of the world around me, and what are you guys going to do to protect me? I need assault rifles to be banned so that I can feel safe where I am. I want you to look at my scars, and I want you to look at me in the face and tell me what you're going to do.
Senator Simpson? Senator Thurston? Yes. Vice Chair Brannan? Yes. Chair Benaquisto?
No. So by your vote, the amendment is not adopted. We will go to the next amendment. Excuse me. Thank you. Excuse me, we will go to the next amendment, which is thank you. We will go to the next amendment to the amendment, which is Bar Code 355256 by Senator Thurston. Senator Thurston, you're recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair,